Last couple of weeks, I'd helped the boys on the Circle 3 fight off an epidemic of blackleg. Now I was headed for town, looking forward to a quiet hotel room and 18 hours of unbroken sleep.
Hey, Vince.
Howdy, Sheriff.
I was just on my way out to Circle 3 to see you.
Oh? What for?
Well, there's a stranger in town asking for you. Now, maybe I'm getting old and careful, but...
Well, did you get his name?
Well, that's what's odd about it. He wouldn't give his name, where he was from, what he wanted, nothing.
What did he look like?
Well, he was a decent enough looking fella, but he was all tied up in knots, nervous, jumpy. He wears his gun close to his hand and loose in the holster.
A lot of the boys do that.
With a cartridge in the chamber right underneath the hammer?
Oh.
If you need me, I'll be out to 00 inspecting branch. See ya.
A pound of caution is worth an ounce of lead.
Hi, Sam. Howdy, Vent. Fella asking for you. Real jumpy.
Oh?
Look like a draw fighter.
Much obliged.
You bet, Vent.
Draw fighter or not, it was Friday night, and I was still going to get me a bath. I had a standing order for room 13 at the hotel every week.
Bonner? Don't! What are you trying to do?
I didn't mean any harm.
You the one that's been asking for me?
I guess so. I'm Hank Wilson. I just came in from downstate. Heard you were here, and I asked for you.
Why?
Mr. Bonner, could you see your way to helping me? Giving me a hand? What I mean is, my life depends on it.
Your life?
This here's my room. Could you come in? It'll only take a minute to tell you.
All right. Sheriff Jay from Copper Springs is an old friend of mine.
That's why I wanted you to see his letter. Then it wouldn't be like a total stranger asking for help.
In other words, what you want me to do is to teach you how to use a gun.
How to use it better. And faster.
Why?
Because of a man named Kruger. Joe Kruger. Now, for almost a year, he's been hunting me. Trying to gun me down.
What's he got against you?
He isn't in his right mind. You see, I married the girl that he wanted. And then Alice died. It was having the baby that did it. Neither of them lived.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Kruger went wild. Said that I'd killed her. Said he's going to kill me if it was the last thing he ever did. Now, look, I've been running for a year. I got to face him. I can't just keep running for the rest of my life. Mr. Bonner, you got to help me now, please.
I don't believe in using a gun unless you have to. And I'm not interested in teaching somebody how to kill.
I don't want to kill anybody. I just want to be able to defend myself.
I guess we can do something about that. Here, put this on. Stand over the other side of the room. When I move my hand, throw on me. Not bad. You meet me at Logan's barn. That's an old barn on the other side of town, early tomorrow morning. We'll get in some practice. Meantime, get some rest.
Thank you, Mr. Bonner.
Howdy, Sheriff.
Hey, man.
Check those brands out the double O?
I sure did. They weren't too bad. Needed a little unraveling is all. Did you find that man who was asking about you?
He found me. I was just talking to him.
No trouble, I hope.
I hope not.
You know anything about him?
Only that he comes highly recommended by Sheriff Jay up at Copper Springs.
Old Andy J?
Yeah.
Well, that ought to relieve the strain, Vint. With all these years, he can sure spot the difference between a straight brand and a cross.
Yeah. But it's not often I promise to make a gun hand out of a man.
A gun hand?
Yeah. There's a fellow been gunning for him, a man named Kruger. I kind of like the kid. I told him I'd teach him how to protect himself.
Is the kid running away from this Kruger?
He was running. He's come to a dead end. He's tired of running. He wants to face up to it one way or another. All right with you?
Well, there's nothing wrong in teaching a man to defend himself. Look, Vin, after all, if old Andy J says a man's all right, chances are he is.
Yeah. It is a responsibility, though, putting a gun in a young fellow's hand. Anyway, I'm going to give him a few pointers out at Logan's barn tomorrow morning. That's in case you wonder what all the shooting's about.
All right. So long as nobody gets killed.
God darn it. Now, if I could shoot like that, boy, I'd be okay.
You will. You've got the eye, the control, the coordination. But let's start at the beginning. You're losing most of your time on your draw.
Well, now, that's what I've been practicing on.
Practicing the wrong way. The draw is composed fundamentally of three motions. First, the sweep back of the thumb, cocking the hammer. Second, the fingers grasp the butt of the gun and lift it clear of the holster. Third, you level the gun on the target.
Where was I taking too much time?
Well, partly in the first motion. You're holding your hand too far in front of your holster. Oh, the thumb's hitting the hammer all right. But you're moving your whole arm to do it. Why lift the whole arm load of muscle, bone, and nerve? Hold your hand close to your holster. Move only the thumb and hand. Like so. Try it.
All right. Okay.
That's pretty good. You could save a tenth of a second that way.
It's Kruger.
What made you think that was Kruger?
I'm sorry. I got Kruger on the mind. He's a heavier fella, and he's got a red sunburned face. You can't miss it. He wears a sideburn Spanish style. What's next?
Well, it's back to the Circle 3 for me. What you need now is practice, lots of it. 6, maybe 8 hours a day, till it's impossible for your thumb to miss that hammer.
I'll make it 10 hours a day if I have to.
After that, we'll see what else we can do. I'll see you next Friday.
Goodbye, Mr. Barney.
You going into town, Vint?
Well, it's Friday, isn't it?
Say, you remember that Wilson fella you was telling me about? The man was trying to hunt him down?
Oh, Kruger.
Ran into a fella over at Daggett's. Caught my ear when I heard him ask if anybody'd seen a fella named Wilson.
What did he look like?
Well, he had long Spanish-like sideburns and...
Is he still there?
Well, he's looking for a job. They didn't have any open. Last I saw, he's headed into town. That's a couple hours ago.
I better get over there fast.
I knew I had to reach Wilson before Kruger did.
That'll teach me to go barging into other people's rooms.
I've been practicing almost 10 hours a day. How'd that look?
Look good. You're doing better.
Thanks to you, Vint.
I guess you haven't heard the news.
What news?
Kruger's been seen around, out by Daggett's ranch.
Uh-huh. Nobody knows my right name but you and the sheriff. I told him you were helping me, too.
Did you sign the hotel register?
I used another name.
Who is it?
Sheriff Landers.
Well, come on in.
Well, hello, Vin. I didn't know you was here.
What's wrong, Sheriff?
I got some news for you about Kruger.
What are we going to do, Vint?
Now, it ain't all bad news. He was in town, and he was asking for you. But I told him that you'd been here and gone, that you was riding north.
Thanks, Sheriff. Thanks very much.
You sure he left?
Well, he was packing the bedroom.
Yeah, but did you see him leave?
He heard the sheriff. He said he was heading north.
He'll be back. You got to help me, Vint. You can't stop now. You got to make me even faster. As fast as you. Don't you see, that's my only chance.
Nothing was heard of Kruger for the next 2 weeks. During that time, Wilson must have used up 50 pounds of lead in every tin can in Twin Forks. But his practice had brought results.
He stood me off again.
Yeah, but you hit it first, and that's what really counts.
Hank, I think you're ready to save another 1/10 of a second on your draw.
How?
Load 'em. In genuine firing from the hip, the eye looks at the target and signals the muscles of the hand where to point the gun. Just how the eye signals this information to the hand, I don't know, but it does. Now watch.
Well, how does that help?
You're already doing it, but you're making one mistake. Point your gun. You're raising your gun too high. You're waiting till you can see it before you fire.
You mean that takes more time?
More time than if you fired from down here without having to see your gun. Now try it. All right?
I did it!
Sure. A little more practice and you'll be saving 2/10 of a second on your draw. Important time because it's on the shot that counts. The first one.
Hey, Vint, aren't you going to stay and watch me for a while?
No, I got a date with the sheriff.
The sheriff? Say, has he found out anything? You're not hiding something from me, are you, Vint?
No, boy. You just keep practicing.
Goodbye, Vint.
I didn't want to tell Hank, but my date with the sheriff was to go see Joe Kruger. We'd heard that he was working at one of the line corrals about 5 miles north of town. Our idea was to tell him we knew about his intentions, and for him to get out of the county and stay out.
Howdy. Man with the name of Kruger working here, ain't they?
That's right. You got something against him?
Just want to talk to him.
Well, I'm Kruger.
You the only Kruger around here?
Yep.
How about on the ranch?
I'm the only one.
Sorry. Wrong Kruger.
Now, how about that?
It's an honest mistake, Sheriff.
Say, I wonder what young Hank Wilson was doing out this way.
You saw him out this way?
Well, my deputy did, just about an hour before we started. Said he was really pounding leather. Here all the time I'm thinking this kid's too scared ever to leave town.
I thought the same thing. This is called softening the mainspring. When you cock the hammer, it bends the mainspring. The softer the mainspring, the easier and quicker it is to get the hammer back. Like mine. And it can save you a 20th of a second on your draw.
I've already saved 2/10 of a second. That'd make me almost a quarter of a second faster than before.
That's faster than 9 out of 10 men. Here, work on it. Work on it till it's good and soft.
And then I'll be faster than Kruger.
Well, let's say you'll be fast enough to protect yourself.
Maybe even as fast as you.
Maybe.
Remember the other day you couldn't even hit the can over the line?
That's right.
Why, with this spring softened up, I'll bet I could take you.
Hank, overconfidence could set you up for Kruger's gun. Overconfidence can get you killed. I'll tell you one thing I didn't do when I was learning to shoot. I didn't spend my time riding around the countryside.
Who's riding?
The sheriff's deputy saw you north of town this afternoon.
That's a lie.
You've got friends in this town, boy. That's a good way to lose them.
Friends. In this country, a man's only got one friend. This one.
I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to prove to you you're not quite as good as you think you are. You meet me at the barn tomorrow morning. Bring some tin cans.
You sure taught me good.
Let's try the last can. I'll wait for your move. That's 3 out of 3 for you. You're a dead shot.
Yeah, but you hit it first every time.
That's true, and it's the first shot that counts.
I know why you're beating me to the first shot. We're firing down. Now, if we were firing level, it'll be different.
Let's try with this one. You stand over there. When I drop this can, you draw and hit as fast as you can.
Anytime.
Now, you do the same for me. Anytime.
Well, I guess all I've been doing is shooting off my mouth. You're right. I'm not as fast as I thought I was. Maybe it's because I'm still afraid of him.
Let's see if we can put some of that confidence back by eliminating the blink.
The blink?
Something I've noticed about you right from the start. Just before you get off your first shot, you blink. That's costing you the difference between hitting the can here or here. A difference you might need.
Well, I could feel myself blink then. Well, that's what it is. Can I try it again, then?
All right. Ready?
I didn't blink! Well, thanks, Vin. Vin, about the other afternoon.
Yeah?
I'm sorry I lied, but it was me the deputy saw riding out to the Rockin' J.
Oh.
Vin, do me one more favor?
I've taught you all I can, Hank.
I mean, would you ride out to the Rockin' J Ranch with me? Right now.
What for?
It's just one last favor, Vin. Please.
Well, What were you doing over at the Rocking Chair yesterday?
I'll show you that when we get there. Come on!
All right.
Now, you wait here, Vic. I'll just be a minute. Now, don't you go away, Vince, because I got something to show you. Come on, boy, let's go. Come on, Pappy.
Hi! Can I help you? Well, I'm just waiting for a friend. What happened to Pappy here?
Oh, stepped in the chuck hole.
But it weren't his fault, though.
He never went down, no, sir. He's always treated me like fine china.
Kruger!
I'm ready for you, Kruger.
Get along, Pappy. You might get hurt.
Go on, kid!
Kruger! How come you shaved off your sideburns? You think I wouldn't recognize you? You're gonna die, just as sure as you made her die. Alice was my girl until you took her. She would have married me if you hadn't stolen her. She married you. And you killed her. That's all.
It was you, not Wilson. She was my wife. When she died, Wilson thought I killed her.
I'm a-waiting.
And he's been hunting you. He's talked about it, made threats. But he's never had the guts to draw. Knows I'm too fast for him.
I'm giving you first move.
He's too fast for you now. I know. Now I can take him.
Move away. He'll kill you.
You knew Alice was in love with me. That's why you stole her.
I didn't have to. Not from you, anyway.
Well, maybe you gave her your name. But it was me.
Don't push me, Wilson.
It's true. Only now she can't tell you because she's dead. Now get set, Kruger. Make a move.
Don't move.
He'll shoot me down!
You give him back his gun!
Wilson, I made you a gun hand,
You got no more chance against me than he has!
and I'll unmake you.
You said I was faster!
Move away.
You're robbing me like he robbed me of her!
Move away!
I'm gonna kill you. And then I'm gonna kill him.
That letter you showed me from Sheriff J at Copper Springs, where'd you get it?
I forged that. I figured you would do almost anything for your dear friend Sheriff J.
It looks like I'm gonna have to do just one more thing.
I've never seen anything faster. Except
Except for the blink of an eye, the hand is quicker. Party of the Taylor brothers, in fact. Kermit and Rome Taylor owned the town bank.
I'm going to take this one more chair, and then I'm going to clear out of here.
You've taken enough already. Trying to hog all the good furniture for yourself. This chair stays here.
Hog all the good furniture. Well, that's a laugh, particularly since this desk of yours belongs to me. All right, you want this chair? Well, you just take it, and I'll take the desk.
No, you don't. No, you don't. All right, you want this old chair? Take it.
Well,
Now you've done
time
you.
enough to welcome an old friend.
Big, come on in. Come on in. Glad to see you.
Kermit.
Well, you here to see the fair?
Yeah, I thought I'd drop by and deposit this $50 before I squandered it on all the concessions. Pop Morgan paid me off for rounding up some of his cattle.
Well, we're always open for business, Vint. I'll make out the passbook for you.
Vint, let me make out the passage.
Well, I can't see as it makes any difference.
Well, it's a big difference. Rome and I have split up.
Split up?
Yeah. This is my bank now, the Wickford Savings and Trust.
And my bank is across the street, the Wickford Trust and Savings.
Well, then here's $25 for the Wickford Savings and Trust and $25 for the Wickford Trust and Savings.
Vint!
Well, hi there, Sheriff.
When did you get to town?
I just got in. But I sure was surprised to hear that Rome and Kermit here had split up.
Yeah, if you want to know who started the whole mess, the answer is 2 words. Thelma Taylor.
You leave my wife's name out of this. I suppose your wife, Bessie, is Lily White. She is the troublemaker, Vint.
Look, Vint, let's go over to my funeral parlor. We can talk there, where it's nice and peaceful.
All right, I'll be by later for my passbooks.
Yep, Vint, the whole town split right down the middle. Some siding with Rome and Bessie, some with Kermit and Thelma. Thelma really started something when she decided to enter her strawberry preserves at the fair. Folks are toting guns again, first time in years.
Oh, come on now, Otto. You can't tell me there'd be gunplay over a thing like this.
When Thelma declared herself in the running, Bessie was fit to be tied. She's won the blue ribbon for preserves the last 5 years.
Well, where'd she get the idea?
Well, it all started last April. Thelma had a birthday on the 5th of April, Bessie on the 10th. Thelma's proud as a peacock riding around town in her new Surrey, which Kermit had given her as a birthday present. It's the nicest carriage in town. Until came time for Rome to give Bessie her present the following week.
Another Surrey?
Even nicer than the one Kermit had given Thelma.
Oh.
Thelma claimed it was just plain spite work. That's how the fireworks started.
How?
Well, Thelma said since Kermit was the oldest, the bank should have gone to him. That Rome had just worked his way around old man Taylor. It was all ancient history until she dug it up.
And Bessie wouldn't take that lying down.
No, she told the whole town old man Taylor had intended the bank to go to Rome.
Well, it looks to me, Otto, like the preserve contest is going to be the most exciting event at the fair.
Oh, it ain't funny, Vint. I'm general chairman. Can't find anybody to judge it.
Well, it's your headache. Good luck.
I've come to give you a piece of my mind, Otto Spears.
What's wrong this time, Bessie?
Hello, Bessie.
Oh, but Vin! Oh, I'm so sorry I didn't see you. Welcome to Tower Rock.
Well, lots of things been happening since I was here last.
Well, Thelma's been trying to humiliate me, if that's what you mean, and Otto, who ought to be neutral, is on her side.
What have I done?
What you haven't done. The fair's tomorrow, and you haven't yet found a judge for the preserve contest.
Look, Bessie, I've been looking all over for one.
All over for one. To find a judge who'd vote for Thelma. That's what he's been doing.
Look, lady, I don't give a hoot who wins this. Wait a minute. I just found your judge.
Who?
You're looking right at him, Vint Bonner.
Oh, Vin! Oh, that's wonderful. I can stop worrying now.
Oh, yeah, and I can start worrying. I don't know a darn thing about preserve.
You know about tasting, don't you?
And everyone knows I make the best strawberry preserves in the county.
I knew I'd find you here, Bessie. And if you're planning with Otto to cheat me out of... Oh, why, Vint, how nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Thelma.
Vint's going to be preserve judge, Thelma.
You are? Oh, why, that's wonderful, because you're the one man that Bessie can't fool. And it's high time that somebody else won the prize.
I've won the prize year after year because I deserve it.
Ladies, I don't want to be judge.
Oh, Vin, you're my friend. I wouldn't trust any other judge.
Oh, now you're seeing Bessie in her true light, trying to pull the wool over your eyes. As if I didn't trust you, Vint.
Why don't you gals stop ragging each other now? Get going.
I'll go when Thelma does.
See what I mean?
I see what you mean. And I'm not going to be judge.
Oh, Vint, all I want to do is stop this feuding.
I'm not the man for the job. Well, I know who you should get.
Tell me who.
A fellow by the name of King Solomon. Oh, hi there, Cal. Give me a cup of coffee, Gus.
Hi, Varner. Have you seen Harry Turner?
Nope.
Been hiding out on me all day, but that ain't gonna get him anything.
What's the matter? I thought you two were partners in that feed and grain store.
Oh, fine sort of partner. Harry's just a low-down no good. I heard that, Cal. What's eating on you anyhow? Well, I'll tell you. What do you think you're pulling? Taking all our money out of Rome's bank and putting it in Kermit's. I got just as much to say about it as you have, and Kermit's an honest banker. Oh, did you hear that, Vin? Kermit honest. Only reason Harry's on his side is to get even with Rome.
Well, now, look, you two fellows lost me. What's all this about?
Well, Harry used to be soft on Bessie, wanted to marry her. Then Rome come a-courting, and Harry's been sore ever since. That ain't so! No! Then why are you siding with Kermit? Why are you siding with Rome? 'Cause when we needed a loan to open our store, your honest banker Kermit turned us down cold, that's why. It was Rome turned us down. Kermit wanted to lend us the money, only Rome wouldn't agree with it. Kermit told me so himself 3 days ago. Then you tell Kermit he's a liar. Maybe you're saying I'm a liar too. Well, maybe you are. Now, come on. Now, come on.
No gunplay. No
I'll settle with you later, Harry. Anytime, any place. And why don't you mind your own business?
Why don't I? Here, have some coffee. When you told me the town was split right down the middle, I didn't believe you. Now I see what you mean.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
What's the worst thing about this is some things that start off little can end up being real serious.
Don't I know it? As town undertaker, I've put a lot of nice fellas 6 feet under. Fellas who just thought they had to shoot it out over something didn't amount to a hill of beans.
Though I can't rightly remember of a war starting over strawberry preserves.
We don't want no war, Vint. You got to do something.
You know, Otto, I think you're right. Maybe I ought to judge that contest after all.
Well, today's the day, and you're going to be the prettiest gal at the fair.
Prettier than Bessie?
Oh, that's easy. No contest.
Well, I wish I was that sure of winning the real contest.
Oh, now, Thelma, you're going to win that hands down.
If Vint Bonner isn't taken in by that Bessie, she's so sugar sweet to him it's sick.
Oh, now, Vint Bonner's not so easily taken in.
No, don't be so sure. You know, that Bessie's a sly little minx. There's nothing too low for her to try.
Well, what do you think she might do?
I don't know. But I'll bet she's had Rome up all night planning how to win Vint over on her side.
Oh, Rome sure is putty in that gal's hands.
Honey, would you do me a favor?
Sure.
Why don't you go and see Vint?
Oh, Thelma, I don't think
Oh, please now. And try to make him see how that Bessie schemes every year to win the prize.
But
Oh, honey.
All right, baby.
My woman's intuition is telling me that at this very minute that foxy sister of mine is trying to get Kermit to talk to Vint.
No, she wouldn't have to try very hard. That Kermit's just like a trained monkey on a stick to her. I tell you what, Bessie, I'll see Vint.
Darling.
Oh, Vint, I've been looking all over for you.
Well, I'm not too hard to find. What's on your mind?
I wanted to find you before Rome starts telling a pack of lies.
Well, if it's about that strawberry preserves contest, I can make up my own mind. Besides, I haven't seen Rome since yesterday. Say, what's wrong with you two men?
Oh, Vint, it's just... You can chalk it all up to Bessie's jealousy.
You're not a hen-pecked husband, are you?
Well, of course I'm not.
You two can handle your women. Why don't you be the peacemakers?
Well, Vint, because it takes two to make a bargain. That's it. And then Bessie, you know. Bessie has got Rome eating right out of the palm of her hand. And all he can think of now is how to pick a fight with me. And someday I'm going to accommodate him. I'm going to haul off and then...
Well, that's no way for brothers to feel.
Well, you'd feel the same way, Vint, if you were in my boots. You know, you're not married.
You know, if I were you, I'd keep an eye on that Surrey you bought, Thelma.
What do you mean?
Rome's as rile as you say he is. He could try something.
You don't think he'd do anything like that?
Oh, I'm not saying he would. I'm just saying he could. This afternoon at the fair, when the Surrey's in the barn, nobody's watching.
He better not try, because he'll have the fight of his life on his hands. Thanks for warning me, Vint. I'll be watching him. Oh, about Thelma. I know you'll do right by her.
I'll do right by Thelma.
Vint, whatever my brother Kermit was just trying to put over on you now, don't you believe it. All he's angry for is to see Thelma win the blue ribbon.
And you want to see Bessie win the blue ribbon?
Well, she deserves it. Anyway, it was a cheap trick of Thelma to try to horn in this way.
Well, keep your head. Everything will turn out all right.
Oh, I can keep my head, but what about Kermit? He's a dangerous man.
Him?
I wouldn't put anything past him.
Well, if he's such a dangerous man, you better keep your eye peeled. Just how far do you think he'd go?
Oh, he'd stop at nothing.
Might even be low down enough to mess up that pretty Surrey you bought Bessie,
Oh, gosh, you don't think he really...
Even he wouldn't be that low down.
Well, you don't know, Kermit. Anyway, I'm glad the Surrey's over at Hank's livery stable. There are too many fellas around there for Kermit to take a chance.
Yeah, it's true. Of course, this afternoon when the fair's on, there won't be anybody around the livery stable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That might be when he tries something. But believe me, Vint, he won't get away with it.
Started off just about like any other county fair, and everyone seemingly out for a real holiday. Back of all this, however, was just a little bit of strain. Bessie had already arrived as confident as one of those prize-fighter fellows about to protect his crown. And as Thelma drove up just as confident, there were more cheers and the tension grew. The judging of the preserves was being held for the last, and while Ezra Stone's heifer was being reported the best bred, I had some things to do.
Kermit.
Yeah, Vint.
If I were you, I'd get over to the barn before Rome does.
Did you hear something?
Well, I wouldn't say that. It's just that, well, this is a little advice.
Thanks for the tip, Vint.
Something wrong, dear?
Vint just told me that Rome's up to tricks. I'm gonna have to take care of him.
Don't let anything happen to you, please. Promise me.
Nothing's gonna happen to me. I know what's gonna happen to Rome.
There goes Kermit sneaking off, just like I thought. Now's my chance to catch him red-handed.
Why don't you call the sheriff and let him handle Kermit?
No, Bess. This I'll handle myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, last we come to the blue ribbon for the best strawberry preserves, to be presented by Vint Bonner. All right, Vint, come on up. There are 18 entries.
18? You mean I've got to taste all 18 of them?
To be fair to all the contestants.
Oh, well, let's get started.
Spoon right in.
Don't go into that barn.
Who do you think you're talking to?
I'm talking to you, you lily-livered coward.
You got nerve enough to step inside. We'll see who's the coward.
I thought maybe a little scuffle would clear the air a bit. But who in the world would have figured they'd carry guns?
So I caught you red-handed, didn't I? Sneaking in here to wreck my wife's surrey.
You caught me red-handed. If I wasn't here, you'd be busting Bessie's buggy right now.
You're not gonna wriggle out of it that easy, Rome.
This jar was submitted by Mrs. Bessie Taylor. And this jar was submitted by Mrs. Thelma Taylor.
Gonna take a little doing.
Oh, take plenty of time, Vint. We want you to be dead certain. A lot depends on it.
Yeah, well,
Haven't you tasted enough yet to make up your mind?
I'm supposed to pick the best preserves in the county, is that right?
That's right.
Well, this jar by Miss Bessie Taylor is excellent. But I've tasted better.
Well, does that mean that Thelma wins the blue ribbon?
No. The strawberry preserves made by Miss Thelma Taylor is very good, too.
I'm here to protect my property.
You've got me to reckon with.
I am warning you, Kermit.
And I warn you.
thought that they'd shoot at one another. Vin, you've just got to do something.
Look, ma'am, they may not be able to hit one another, but somebody else could get killed.
But Vin, maybe they're murdering one another in there. Do something.
You stay here.
Please.
All right. All right, Miss Taylor.
Oh, Vince, you give me, please.
What do you two think you're doing?
Well, he was doing...
I was right, and he...
Bessie! Thelma!
Oh, no, listen, you have to bring
Look! Are you two ready to call it quits now?
Well, personally, I'm very happy to be alive.
Good.
Me too.
How about you ladies? You're the one that started all this, you and your strawberry preserves. Are you ready to call it quits?
Well, I guess we did carry things a little bit too far, Vin, but we had no idea there was going to be shooting.
You had no idea. You must have known.
Some one of you men shot my Surrey.
Well, it wasn't me. I hit what I aim at.
Oh, you couldn't hit the high...
Oh, is that
All right, you four just stay here in this barn till you're ready to act like human beings. Strawberries.
Selman! It was you!
Like most people, I sometimes take stock of myself and decide to improve my faults. But there's one I never make much headway with. I just can't seem to mind my own gosh darn business.
On my porch like that, Vince Bonner's liable to fall down. Is that rickety? What you doing in these parts?
Well, right now I'm looking for a tall glass of cold buttermilk.
You come to the right place. But don't let that critter of yours get in my flowers.
Oh, they're pretty. I don't think a herd of buffalo could get near flowers.
Well, things do get in there. That's nice and cold. I just brought it up from the spring house.
That was good.
Want some more? There's plenty more.
No, that'll do for now. If I can get some supper later.
Sure. Can you stand fried chicken and hot biscuits and butter and rice pudding?
You know, if I force myself real hard, I just might manage to choke it down.
And you better try real hard. You know, last time you ate here, you left a whole $50 under your plate. And you know I never charge more than 2 bits for supper.
Now, Osa, one of your suppers is worth 4 bits of any man's money, anytime, anywhere. You know it. I'm going down the creek and get washed up.
While you're down there, see if you can round up that old brindle muley cow of mine, will you?
She jumped that 6-foot fence?
Yeah, there ain't a fence built that can keep that critter. You know, sometimes I think she's crossed with a jackrabbit or one of them kangaroos.
I'll bring her back. Whoa.
Well, Mr. Marcus, you're ahead of schedule this trip.
2 days, to be exact, Mrs. Carpenter. Hey, you're looking fine.
I'm feeling fine, and you?
Fine. And that reminds me, I've got something to show you that's fine. Extra fine.
My, it's beautiful. What kind is it, Mr. Marcus?
It's a new kind by the name of American Beauty.
American Beauty?
Makes roses as big as a teacup. Solid red.
A teacup?
Maybe not such a big teacup, but big enough. My future mother-in-law's got one blooming in Dallas already. And the smell? It's like angels breathing down your nose.
How much would it be, Mr. Marcus?
For anyone else, 50 cents. For you, only 35 cents. All the way from Baltimore, Maryland. Imported.
Well, I guess I'd better wait till next time. I'm short of so many staples that this is no time to be throwing money away on fancies.
All right. Maybe next time.
I'll need 20 pounds of sugar.
20 pounds sugar?
Oh, I'll give you the list later. I got it all set down. You're staying for supper.
I wouldn't eat any place else. If Rector's was next door and I was a millionaire.
Oh! Well, howdy, Duke.
Howdy, Elsa. You got any buttermilk?
Plenty down at the spring house.
Well, we can take a barrel full. Been spitting cotton all day.
Well, from the looks of you haven't been drinking buttermilk all day.
Oh, no, Elsa. We ain't drunk. We've just been celebrating. A man don't sell 500 head of prime steer every day.
Did you get a good price?
Top of the market. Got the dinero right here to prove it. Enough to buy and sell this whole outfit twice over.
My outfit ain't for sale.
Who are you?
I'm David Marcus, merchant.
Merchant? You mean peddler, don't you?
He looks more like a dancer than a peddler, dude. Yeah, start dancing.
I don't want any trouble with you, mister.
Dance. Oh, I can't fight no woman. But I'll remember you, peddler.
Don't hurt a bit. It's fine.
No thanks to Duke Ballinger. Could have smashed the bone for all of him. He's no good and his pappy was no good before him. They're a mean breed, them Ballingers.
And on account of me, I brought trouble on you, Mrs. Carpenter. I don't like it.
You won't bother me. It's you you'll take out after.
So I won't stop at this ranch.
But the road takes you right past it.
It's the only road to San Angelo.
Well, you could go round by way of Brazos City.
I've got customers on the San Angelo Road. They're depending on me. I've got merchandise they ordered already. I couldn't disappoint my customers.
Mr. Marcus, the peddler. You know him?
Oh, I saw him at the barn. He was currying those horses down like he's getting ready to drive a funeral wagon.
Don't talk like that. It's bad luck.
Something wrong?
Duke Ballinger and his men were by here today.
Uh-oh.
They'd sold some stock down at the railhead and stopped by to get some buttermilk to cool their thirst.
With that red eye that Duke drinks, he needs something to cool him off.
Well, when I went to get the buttermilk, Duke started picking on Mr. Marcus, started shooting at his feet, trying to make him dance.
Yeah?
I lost my temper and threw the buttermilk all over Duke.
Good for you.
Yeah, but bad for Mr. Marcus. Duke will take it out on him. Said so when he rode off.
What do you want me to do for Mr. Marcus?
I want you to ride herd on him for a couple of days, till you get past Duke's place. Duke won't do nothing to him with you along.
I can do that. Be glad to.
It's my fault for losing my temper.
Now, Wilson.
I can pay for my mistakes.
Now, look, I'm not going to take money for a thing like this.
Don't argue with me, Vint Bonner. Those are wages. I'm going to call Mr. Marcus now. He'll carry that team all night if I don't. And don't let on to Mr. Marcus about this. He's a right proud man.
Oh, I wouldn't let him know. I'll just tell him I'm going the same way as he is, and my horse is saddle galled so I can sit up in the wagon with him.
Well, I reckon the Lord will forgive you for that kind of lie. And anyhow, Mr. Marcus will be good company for you. He's a nicely mannered man.
I've been saving every penny for over 8 years already. Now, this trip makes the final amount for the store I'm going to buy in Dallas. So, it's not a very big store. So it can grow. Dallas can grow.
That's a pretty big town now. Last time I was there, they said they had 4,000 people.
That must have been 3 or 4 years ago, Mr. Bonner. Today we've got, nearly 6,000 people.
6,000 people.
I probably won't live to see it, naturally, but my children, if I get any, or my grandchildren, if my children get any, will probably live to see the day when Dallas can have a population of 25,000 people.
25,000 people? That's just plain silly.
All right. It'll happen.
25,000 people. You know something, Mr. Marcus? Traveling with you's been kind of an education to me.
The pleasure is mine. I'm happy to have the company. It's a lonesome business.
What I mean is I never realized how important a merchant.
Don't be embarrassed to say peddler. I'm proud to be a peddler. A peddler today, tomorrow a merchant. Next year, my sister's son, Samuel, takes over the route. He's made lots of trips with me.
Well, it's good that the route will be kept up.
Not only will it be kept up, I'm planning to put out more wagons. The opportunity is unlimited the way my sisters have nephews.
I guess every man's always thought of getting married and settling down.
Someday you'll meet a girl like my Sarah. She'll do that thinking for you.
Maybe that's why I keep roving.
You hear that coyote out there? Well, he's free, but he's lonesome. And he's talking to the moon about hunger and lady coyotes. Mostly, I think, about lady coyotes. I'll show you something. They like fiddle music. They like the way I play.
That's a mighty fine instrument.
Has a sweet voice. Came down to me from my grandfather.
What are you doing?
I was going to put some salve on your horse's saddle gall. But look, that's not a scab. It's egg yolk.
I wonder how that happened.
So you would have an excuse to ride with me and protect me from Bellinger? It was Mrs. Carpenter's idea, So did she pay you for the job?
Well, I put the money back in the tin can. I was coming this way anyway.
That poor woman couldn't afford 35 cents for a rose bush, yet she pays someone to protect me.
She's a fine woman.
Yeah. And you're a fine man, Mr. Bonner. But there's a little mistake you and the lady both are making. I've got to drive my wagons past Duke Bellinger's ranch by myself. Alone.
Why?
So he'll know I'm not afraid of him. Which I am. But he won't ever know it. It's a public road, Mr. Bonner. I must use it as I would any other public road. You understand?
I understand, but a man like Duke Ballinger won't understand. The only thing he knows is force. I think you better let me go along.
Don't worry. And I want to thank you for everything.
We'll meet again sometime.
It will always be a pleasure, I assure you.
You sure picked a fine time to go lame on me. Now I gotta catch that wagon on foot, if I can.
We got company.
Yeah. He's going to ride right on by without stopping to pass the time of day.
Why, that ain't polite. Get down, Mr. Peddler, and show us your wares.
If you want to buy something, I'll show it to you.
All right, do that.
What did you wish to see?
Let's see what you got.
Yeah, let's see.
You got any whiskey? No, I don't carry it.
Coming around here without no drinking liquor? You're wasting my time.
Please, that's not for sale. That's for a wedding gown for a customer of mine, please. Please, mister, don't. That's for a young girl for her wedding gown. Please. She's been waiting for it. Please.
This peddler's on the feisty side, boys. He's nervous. Take him over and tie him up to the chute.
Interested in an elegant washpan?
No, can't you see it's got a hole in it?
Yeah. Hey, peddler, ain't you got no shame trying to sell us a pan with a hole in it? Yeah.
Wow. Here's something that the peddler's worried about.
Please. Mister, please.
Why, look, he's begging me. He wants me to play for him.
I am begging you. Put it back in the case. I'll pay you, please.
Oh, now my feelings are hurt. He don't want me to play for him. So I'll play anyhow. Why, everything he's got falls apart. Here.
Hey, Duke.
Well, if it ain't Vint Bonner. Just having a little fun with this here peddler. What are you doing in these parts?
I'm working for that peddler.
Wait a minute, Vint. We ain't gonna draw against you.
Then drop your guns. All of you. In the mud. Spoke. Stamp them in. Untie him. You all right, Mr. Marcus?
Yes, I'm all right.
I understand you made some money on a cattle deal. Let's have it. How much were those things worth, Mr. Marcus?
$10 or $11.
Here's 100. And 500 for the violin.
You're the man with a gun. Do you think you could make it stick without it?
I think so. Watch those two, Mr. Marcus.
Don't move. You stay there.
Wouldn't have happened if my horse hadn't pulled up lame.
So I made you lame a good horse.
It's not that bad. It's just a little strain. He'll be all right soon.
But all that money, I can't keep all that money for myself, Mr. Bonner. It wouldn't be right.
Well, you deserve something for your trouble. You've got to go back to Dallas, postpone your wedding.
Maybe I won't. Maybe my nephew's teeth will be fixed by now and he can make the trip.
Well, how about your violin? That's something.
Well, I could buy another one, of course. Wouldn't be the same. No, Mr. Bonner. I've got over $600 I don't want. That kind of money's not lucky. Now, you wasted some time, too.
Don't look at me. If you don't want that money, you give it away. There are plenty of deserving people.
Well, I can't think of anything except maybe some roses for Mrs. Carpenter. Mrs. Carpenter. You know something I'm thinking? Mrs. Carpenter started all this when she lost her temper and threw that buttermilk. She ought to bear some of the responsibility, if you understand my meaning.
I understand your meaning, Mr. Marcus, and you're dead right. She started the whole gall darn thing.
Vince Bonner, I got a bone to pick with you.
What'd I do now?
That money I paid you to take care of Mr. Marcus, you went and stuck it back in the coffee can. And that Mr. Marcus, he went and planted that rose bush in my garden when I wasn't looking. And I made him take the 35 cents before he left this morning.
And you did just right.
Yeah, and you're going to take the $4. Vince Bonner, don't you dare ride off.
I'm sorry, Osa, I gotta go.
What's the meaning of all this?
What?
All this money in my coffee can.
Well, it's a long story, and I haven't got time to tell you, but all I can say is you had it coming.
Had it coming?
Sure, for losing your temper.
You come back here, you hear? You come here! Come back here!
During the spring months, I'd been working as foreman for Josiah Austin out on the Circle 8. We had a plow due in on the stage, so I was on my way to town.
Now, don't you keep Vin waiting around while you decide between Dimity and Calico.
I won't, Daddy.
Here's a little extra so you can buy both.
Thank you.
Now, you take good care of her, Vin.
I'll do that, sir. Gallagher, you lose your head? How come the free beer?
Election bet!
Look, when you got your things ready, I'll carry them for you. I'll be over there.
Drinking Gallagher's free beer?
No, waiting for the new plow.
Howdy, Vin. How do, Miss Celia?
Hello, Sheriff.
You sure picked the right day to come into town.
You managed to keep the peace?
Yep.
It's the hotel? Yeah. 4 bits a day, in advance.
Josie Collins live here?
Who'd you say?
Josie Collins. This where she lives?
Yeah. This is where she lives, all right.
She in?
Well, judging from the time she was having last night, I'd say she was all in.
Free beer. The boys are having a little fun.
Well, there can't be too many rooms in this place. I'll find her myself.
First room at the top of the stairs.
Josie don't send that fresh kid packing, I'll run her out of town. And if you let him buy booze for that gin-soaked old Harridan, I'll run you out of town.
Josie, she'll pat him on the head and send him on his way. All right, Vint, how about that beer?
Later. I gotta pick up my plow.
All right, boys, you want any more?
It was lunchtime and past before Celia was through shopping, so I bought her a steak at the Cattleman's Rest next door.
That was a good lunch. Thanks.
I bet you they don't feed you that way back east.
I like it better here. This is where I belong.
robbery in a long time. So the young stranger, the one who had asked for Josie Collins, was naturally suspect. Celia and I, being witnesses, were asked to identify him.
Zach, I don't know why Celia has to be dragged into this.
Well, I'm sorry, Josiah, but we need every witness we can get. Now, McCann says that Smith is the same height and build, all right, but that's as far as he'll go. Clint, I was counting a lot on you. You seen this kid close, too, when he got off the stage yesterday.
Yes, I did. But I wasn't close to when the robbery happened. I couldn't say it was Smith, not in good conscience.
Well, you saw how seedy he was dressed when he pulled into town yesterday. Well, last night when he showed up at Gallagher's, he had $1,000 on him.
Sheriff, this Smith, where does he say he was at the time of the holdup?
Claims he talked to Josie Collins for a while. And he went down the outside stairs and spent a couple hours walking.
Did Josie back him up in this?
Josie left town late yesterday. Went out on the return trip of the stage while we were out looking for Smith.
But, Zach, the kid didn't have a horse, remember? He came in on the stage. The hold-up man ran down the alley and jumped on his horse.
Yes, and who gave him a horse, Sheriff, and $700 more than the bandit got in the holdup?
And another thing. Would he pull a hold-up and then run right into your arms?
This kid might. He's got more gall than a timber wolf. You think I held up the express office, he says. All right, prove it.
Well, he's right. I thought everyone was innocent until proven guilty.
Celia, you're here to identify this man, if you can, not to argue with the sheriff. All right, Zach.
Come on.
Well, I'll say this for you, lawman. You sure try hard.
Miss Austin, I'd like to have you take a look at this prisoner. Tell me if he's the man you saw run out of the express office yesterday.
I can't say. Everything happened too fast.
You mean you won't say this is the man?
It isn't fair. If the answer has to be yes or no. No.
Well, looks like I'll have to turn him loose. Thanks anyway.
Zach will see to it he's out of town by sundown.
Why?
Why? Well, he's certainly not the type fellow we want around here.
Dad, what are you saying? You know nothing about him.
You heard him. Refused to tell where he got the money. Refused to state his reasons for coming here. The sooner he's out of town, the better. No room here for his kind.
If I was you, I'd be out of town before dark.
Sorry, Sheriff. I ain't hardly seen your town yet. Except Gallagher's saloon and your crummy jail. I think I'm gonna like it here. Saw one piece of scenery I thought was real pretty.
Now you look at here, Smith.
Never did care for that name, Sheriff. Back home they used to call me the Concho Kid. And that name I like. Now you take care now.
Get off my land.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Austin.
Get out!
Johnny, wait!
Celia, go to your room. How did he get out here?
He rode out here. He invited me to take a ride with him, and I did. We had a fine time.
Celia, this isn't the kind of
You
fellow...
ordered me to my room. I'm going. Bent, will you see that my horse is taken care of, please?
The gall of him. No kid like that in my Celia. Well, the first question he asked when he got here was, where could he find Josie Collins?
Look, I don't hold any brief for any of this, but all I say is no one really knows anything about the boy.
I know all I need to know about him.
Yes, sir. I guess you got yourself a problem.
Hey, what's going on?
I just broke out of jail.
Oh, you've been out with Smith.
Look, I don't like to sneak out to see him, but Dad's left me no other choice.
Now, look, Celia, I can't help you disobey your father.
You gonna tell him?
Well, not this time, but I won't do this again.
You won't have to. Johnny's coming for me tomorrow night. He told me so. We're gonna go someplace where nobody knows us, and we're going to get married. Then Dad can either accept my husband or throw us both off of his land.
Oh, I see. How old is the Concho kid?
19.
Has he got a job?
Well, who'd give him a job around here?
Well, maybe he's got some of that 1,000 left. And a flashy horse and a flashy outfit.
He came by that money honestly.
How do you know?
Because he told me so, and I believe him.
All right, Celia, you can sneak off and get married if you want to and break your father's heart. Maybe your own, too. Or you can make an honest effort to bring your father around.
It won't do any good.
Look, honey, from where you sit, your father may be all wrong. But whatever he's doing out of love for you. You say you believe in Johnny Smith. How about having some faith in your dad?
All right. I'll tell Johnny we have to wait. I do love you, but I love my father, too. What Vince says is true, Johnny. We're both young. We can afford to wait a little if it means marrying with Dad's blessing.
You want to please your old man. Why don't you marry Bonner?
I love you, Johnny.
They'll take you away from me. You'll see. Your father never changed. But you will.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will. You changed already. Bonner gives you a sermon and all the things you said to me last night. Gone.
Oh, it's not gone. It's you who haven't any faith. Just give me a little time. Let me try to convince Dad.
Celia, look, I've been kicked in the teeth too often to believe that anything good's coming my way. Oh, sure, I used to think that if I had a few bucks in my pocket, get the outfit like this, fine horse, I'd be king. Have everything I'd ever wanted.
No, Johnny, that's not enough. Not for you.
Celia, if a girl like you was to believe in me, I mean, if being my wife was all in all to you, above Bonner, above your father even, well, don't you see, sweetheart? That'd be kind of a sign to me that, well, Celia, I'm asking an awful lot of you. But marry me, right now, like you promised last night.
I want to, Johnny, but I can't. It just wouldn't be right.
Okay. I'm through begging you.
The spring horse races were about the most important occasion in the whole valley.
There he is. You'll have to admit he's handsome.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll admit it, too.
Now there, that's what I mean. Everybody's dead set against him.
On your marks, get set.
You know why I won so easy? My little sweetheart here was cheering for me.
Johnny, I want to talk to you.
Oh, I think it can be arranged.
You know, if I was Josiah Austin, I'd spank that girl and horsewhip that loafer.
Well, I'm not much good at giving advice to Lovelock either. If that's the way you feel, I'm glad you're not her father.
Think your nag can beat Flash?
He might.
How much you think so? Enough to bet on him?
Too much to bet on him. Come on, Celia.
Scared?
Johnny.
Stay out of this, Celia. I say you're Mr. Bonner's scared.
I don't like to see a man with a horse he's proud of eat dust. But a loudmouth kid, that's another thing.
Get set! A lot of horse. What do you want for him?
This car's not for sale.
500.
I said he's not for sale.
You wish you took that 500.
Put your hands up, boy, and don't move. Turn around, slow.
Your friend the sheriff staked out here too?
Just me.
Well, I was trying to steal your horse. At least to give this town something to talk about. Watching a hanging's more fun than most of these dead heads have had in quite a spell. Let's go.
Hanging's too easy. Besides, it's over too quick. I've got some other plans for you.
What?
I think I'll put you to work. Right here at the Circle A.
All the hands know that I'm a horse thief? See, they know it too.
Nobody's gonna know about it but you and me.
I'll bet.
That's right, it's a bet. I'm betting you're a loudmouth with no guts. And that once Celia finds it out, she wouldn't give you the time of day.
Bonner didn't say anything?
No, I never knew a thing about it until Daddy said he was giving you a job on Vince's recommendation.
Well, Bonner gave me this job for just one reason. He thinks I can't do it. And you watch. He'll make it so I can't do it.
Don't say that. Vince's the most fair-minded man in the world.
Well, I got a surprise for good old fair-minded Vince Bonner. Whatever he dishes out, I can take.
It'll be wonderful seeing you every day.
I know, honey. Boss's daughter don't mix with the hired hands. Now, you remember that.
After I'd tried him on everything else, I thought I'd give him a crack at our rock garden. Never knew a ranch yet that didn't have rocks to be cleared. I see you're keeping busy.
Thanks. There's more rock and shale over on the south slope. You want me to clear that next?
No, I got some chicken coops I want you to whitewash.
Yes, sir.
Let me see that hand.
I'll wash them, teacher.
After you finish here, go over to Jeb. Get him to put something on those blisters.
Thanks, nurse. Back in Kansas, we used to feed our livestock bean cake. Puts weight on them fast and it's cheap.
Missed out we could grow beans here.
Oh, you kidding? Austin's got plenty of water on the northeast quarter section. Gravity flow. Beans practically jump out of the ground.
Tell it to vent.
You tell it to vent.
Don't be a fool, kid. Any hand comes up with a good ID, Vent sees and get a bonus.
I'll tell you what, Jeb, old boy. You can take the beans, the bonus, and Bonner. I give them to you free and clear.
Smith. Thanks for the tip about the beans.
It's Jeb's idea.
The last idea Jeb had was to raise on a busted flush. It's a good idea. Why disown it?
Well, I never did hold with bringing an apple to the teacher. Or beans either.
Come in. Sit down, Johnny. I expect you want to know why I sent for you. Well, they found the thief that robbed the express office. Also, we had a bet, remember? I said something about...
all mouth, no guts.
Yeah. Well, I think I was wrong. Sid, you think so, too. You know, there's a lot to this woman's intuition business. And Celia's quite a little woman.
Mr. Bonner, I'd like to tell you something.
Go ahead.
Well, first off, Josie Collins was my mother.
What?
Was. She's dead now. Over in Centerville, all alone, in a shack.
I'm sorry, Johnny.
Well, she gave me that $1,000. Sent it to me. That's how I knew I had a mother. Who she was. And where. I was raised in an orphanage back in Kansas, and I was found out to a farmer. And always I dreamed about finding my folks. Well, I found her.
Sid, you know this?
No? I guess I better be moving on.
Why?
Well, I ain't got no right to see you. With my family tree, I can see that now.
Johnny, that's one good thing about this part of the world. It's what you are yourself that counts.
I'd have to tell her.
I think so.
And her father?
Her father, too.
He'd never in the world.
But not right now. Not for a while yet. You just go on doing like you have been doing. Finishing your job day by day. imagine in a little while he'll come around.
John Payne, starring in The Restless Gun.
Well, I figured I'd handle about every job there was until Tom Higgins asked me to bring his 12-year-old nephew, Dudley Higgins, to his ranch. Boy's father, a Confederate officer, had been killed in the war, and his mother was dead.
Oh, honey, I sure have missed you. Oh, it's nice to see you. I tell you, I want to find out all about your trip. I want to tell you some things that didn't happen.
Well, how was the trip? Dry and hot. Well, son, this is your Uncle Tom and your cousin Michael.
Thank you for inviting me, sir.
You look just like your father.
Please don't talk about my father.
Take it easy, boy.
I knew I had a cousin in Virginia, but I never expected to see him. We're gonna have fun.
Thank you.
Well, who we got here? Tom don't mean to break into this family reunion.
It's all right, Arthur. I want you to meet my nephew, Dudley Higgins.
I know all about your nephew, Tom. My wife's been telling me all about him. They come up in the stage from Virginia together. My name's Stewart. Arthur Stewart.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
My wife's been telling me how kind you were to her on the trip. I own the general store. And if at any time I can do anything for you, you just come a-running.
Thank you. Arthur Stewart. Are you any kin of Jeb Stewart, the Confederate hero?
Could be, boy. Could be, but I'm not sure.
Where'd you hurt your leg?
Oh, Chickamauga?
How can you live here in the North?
Well, I like it here. Did I say something wrong?
No, you didn't. It was a long trip. New faces and places.
I understand.
Help your cousin put his things in the buckboard and be pleasant. Think I did wrong sending for him?
No. It'll take a little patience.
I aim to have it.
You're Dudley. You know, I'd recognize you any place. There's no mistaking that family resemblance. You must be tired and hungry after that long trip.
Michael, let's you and I take Dudley to his room. Come on, Dudley. this for Dudley. And he threw it away.
What's that? My father carried this flag at the Battle of Chattanooga. Found him at General Bragg at Lookout Mountain. My father was killed at Lookout Mountain. And maybe the bullet that killed him was fired by your father.
That's not so. My father was never at Lookout Mountain.
He was in the Union Army, wasn't he? He killed him.
Hold it, you two. Now, let's not fight the war all over again. You go on downstairs until we come.
He started it.
Get. Well, where are we hanging?
I think I'd like it over the bed.
Pull over a little. How do you like that?
That'll look fine. Real fine.
Well, after we have some lunch, we'll get a hammer and nails and put them up.
I'm not hungry.
Well, maybe you're not hungry, but I am. Your aunt's a real good cook. You're going to like her.
I didn't want to come here.
Well, you can make it any way you want to.
How?
Your aunt and your uncle are real nice people. Of course, they won't replace a mother and father, but if I were you, I'd figure I had it real good. Now get your feet off the bed. Everybody off. Come on. All right, now, who started all this?
He was asking for it. He said the Union Army didn't fight fair. That's why we won the war.
You think you're fighting fair now? 5 of you against 1?
I'm sorry. We should let the 2 of you fight it out alone.
I don't want to hear any more about fighting. I think you owe Dudley an apology. Now, shake hands.
Sorry.
Go on, Dudley. You too. Mike. Go on, Dudley.
Tom, I'm worried.
Dudley?
4 days now, and that boy still hasn't come around. He's fighting and grouching and never a pleasant word.
Yes, I know.
You know, our house has been turned into a battleground.
One small boy against the world.
You have no right to say that, Ben. We've done everything we could to make that boy feel welcome.
Sometimes when he doesn't know I'm watching, you see, he looks at us as if he could shoot us right on the spot. There's a lot of hate in that little boy.
Yeah. Maybe if he had something of his own. Something to love, to take care of. Maybe the hate would go away.
Why can't you tell me?
Have a little patience, boy.
You're sending me away?
Nope, not like that. How do you like him?
I've seen better.
Oh? Think you could ride him?
Easy.
Let's give it a try.
Like I said, it was easy.
What are you going to name him?
Doesn't he have a name?
Yeah, Sunshine, but I figured if you're going to have your own horse, you'd like to name him yourself.
My horse?
That's right. Your uncle says every boy should have a horse of his own.
My uncle Michael said that?
That's right, that's what he said. Ask him yourself.
I like the name Sunshine just fine. I can tell this has never been a battlefield. How can you tell? Have you ever seen one? Lots of them. I coming up from Virginia, we saw overturned cannons and grave markers. I seen my daddy's marker. I'm sorry your father got killed in the war. He died a hero. I'm sure he did. But do you know how it happened? Sure. I'll show you. But we're gonna need guns. Why guns? Well, what good's a battle without guns? Doesn't your dad have them? Sure, but if I so much as touch him, I'll get hided. I can't tell you about it without guns. Okay, I'll get them. These are real fine. Here, you use this one. Let's see. Okay, this goes off the Lookout Mountain. And down here is the Union Army and all your men. Okay, there's 3 generals in the Union Army. Hooker, Thomas, and Sherman. And up here all the guard is General Bragg. Now we're just south of Chattanooga. Now we've dug in to keep you from moving into the city. Get it? Got it! Okay, you'll be General Sherman and I'll be my daddy. Now he's in an advanced position defending the mountaintop. Get into position now. All right, the sentry had given warning the Union Army was preparing to attack. So my daddy raised that standard and moved forward. Thousands of men were behind this banner, ready to give their lives to fight off those men down there. Shooting started. Clang! Bang! 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 Okay, charge me. Let him die. You've got to do something, Dr. Harris. Michael? Michael, can you hear me?
Take her downstairs, Tom.
Oh, he's still unconscious. He looks so pale.
Take her downstairs, Tom.
No, I'm not going. He needs me.
The doctor knows what he's doing. He'll be all right.
Come on, Gloria. The best thing you can do is let the doctor do his job.
What happened? That's a long story. I'll tell you about it later. How is it?
Well, it looks a lot worse than it is. He'll be all right.
Good.
And if you hadn't brought Dudley here, this never would have happened.
Now, Gloria, calm down. You're getting yourself too excited.
How can you stand there and be so calm? Michael might die.
He's not going to die, Mrs. Higgins.
You're just as much to blame as Tom is. If you hadn't given him those guns... You mean he's going to be all right?
Yes, ma'am. He's going to be all right. And I didn't give him the guns.
Well, then where did they get them?
I don't know. I wouldn't go up there if I were you, Mrs. Higgins.
Well, then I'm going looking for that Dudley. And when I get my hands on him... Dudley! Dudley, where are you? Dudley! Don't try to hide, I know you're here. Dudley! You better come out here if you know what's good for you.
Please calm yourself, Gloria.
I was afraid of that.
What do you mean?
His horse is gone.
He's run away?
Run away? Tom, you go get the sheriff. You tell him what's happened. That boy's got to be punished.
Now, Gloria.
Do you want me to get the sheriff?
What good will that do? You've got to let me find him. Let him tell us what happened.
But he shot Michael. Isn't that enough for you? Do you want him to kill Michael next time?
I'm sure it was an accident.
Accident? Wish we'd left him in Virginia. That's where he belongs.
Mrs. Higgins, he's part of your family now. You asked him to be. You let him run now and you'll destroy him. You've got to let me find him. Let me bring him back. You brought him here to give him a new life, a new home. You're responsible. Take one bitter, mixed-up little boy like Dudley and multiply him by 1,000,000. Well, who's going to build this big new country of ours? Please, Mrs. Higgins. Well, Tom, it's up to you. Find the boy. Bring him home.
What's on your mind, boy?
Mr. Stewart, when I came into town and I met you, you said you like it here.
That's right.
But you're from Virginia. Didn't you like it down there?
Sure I did, boy, but that's all in the past. Now I come here to make a new life for myself and my family.
Do they like it here?
They got to, boy.
I don't like it here.
But you have to give it time.
My aunt and uncle, they don't like me.
Well, you got to give people time to get used to you, boy.
I don't have to wait around to make my mind, Mrs. Stewart. When no one likes you, and no one wants you...
Now, what makes you say that, Dudley?
I know when I'm not wanted. That's why I came to see you. You're the only one I know from home. I know you'd understand.
Understand what?
Why I'm running away.
Running away?
This is no place for me. I just wanted to say goodbye.
Now, Dudley, if something's happened, if anything's wrong, you can tell me all about it.
Nothing's wrong. I'm just gonna run away.
Run away. I did that once, but I made a mistake. You know what I did?
What?
Well, I didn't get prepared properly. It's a long way back to Virginia. First thing you have to do is eat a good meal and take along plenty of provisions and get a good night's rest. I'll tell you what. Why don't I just fix you something to eat, and then you can spend the night right here in the store, and then tomorrow I'll help you to get ready for your runaway. What about that, boy?
Please, don't tell anyone I'm in here.
You better hide. Go over there. Come in. Hello, Vin.
Hello? Dudley been here?
Dudley?
Yeah. I thought he might have come by here. Has he been here?
Why, what's wrong, Vin?
Well, I got a hunch he's running away. I thought he might stop to say goodbye.
Well, why would he be running away?
Oh, one of those foolish things that kids do. He and Michael were playing with guns, and one of them went off, and Michael got wounded.
Oh. I think I'm beginning to understand.
Of course, they shouldn't have been playing with the guns in the first place.
Bonner, you get out of here. You get on your horse, right off. You leave me be.
There's no need for you to run away, son. Your uncle wants you to come home.
What about Aunt Gloria?
They both want you to come home.
I don't believe you. You're trying to trick me. Michael's dead. They know I shot him.
No, he's not. He's only wounded, like I said.
Stop! Don't take another step. Don't make me shoot you.
You're going about it the wrong way. If you really want to learn how to handle a gun, I'll be glad to teach you. But that's not the way, not with both hands. I know how it is, coming to a strange country, new places, new people. Takes a lot of getting used to. Believe me, son, we've all got a lot to learn about each other. Now give me the gun. Let's go home, boy.
Go in.
You afraid?
No, I'm not afraid.
You didn't do anything on purpose.
You're just saying that. They made you bring me back.
Gonna get on by yourself, or do you need some help?
I don't need any help from anybody.
Come on, then.
Where have you been? Answer me.
I don't belong here.
You and Michael, you had guns. Where did you get them?
We took them.
Michael should have known better. Didn't he say anything to you?
He said he'd get whipped, but we decided to do it anyway.
Well, I guess he was right. You ought to get whipped.
Tom, you didn't ask the boy what happened.
We know what happened.
Dudley, I want them to hear it from you. You tell them the truth. Did you do anything wrong? On purpose, I mean?
We took the guns. I guess that was wrong.
Yeah, but I mean about the shooting.
I don't know what happened. We were playing. I heard the gun go off in my hand. I didn't mean to shoot him.
I believe him, Tom.
I didn't want to come back.
Ma!
Oh, Mike.
Ma!
Michael, you shouldn't have come down.
It's okay, Ma. It's only a scratch.
You might have been killed.
We were just playing, Ma. It was an accident.
It was an accident. I know now, son. It was an accident.
It says somewhere that a word fitly spoken is better than apples of gold in a basket of silver. You know, that makes a lot of sense. Last time I was at Copperhead Wells, it was just a quiet little cow town. That's why I come there for a rest. But things had changed considerable. They'd struck silver near Copperhead Wells. I figured I'd call on my old friend Juniper Dunlap at the Sudden Dollar Saloon and pick up the latest gossip.
You like to prove it?
Anytime.
But even old Juniper was having trouble keeping things peaceful.
Let's keep it a friendly discussion, will you?
Juniper? You put on a show like this every night?
Vince Bonner.
How are you?
Here to do a little prospecting?
I thought I'd get a little rest.
Well, I hope you make it.
What are you two boys trying to kill each other for?
Oh, that dumb hyena. Vince, you've been to San Francisco. Ever been to the Paradise Casino?
Oh, yeah, once, twice.
Tell Watkins about the picture they got hung over the bar.
It's a good-looking young woman, ain't it? Kind of heavy set. And she's stretched out on a divan combing these here long golden curls.
To tell the truth, I don't rightly remember the color of her hair.
Oh, you can't miss it. Them curls is all that's covering her up.
Juniper, would you tell me what this is all about?
Oh, Vin, I wish I hadn't let him. Look up yonder. Saloon ain't a saloon without it's got a good-looking woman over the bar.
Yeah. Dunlap wouldn't pay for it, so me and Hooper took a collection.
Oh, and you, bought yourself a painting, huh?
No, we don't want nothing second-hand. We hired an artist.
Mr. Stuart Woolsey, hauling clear from St. Louis.
I don't see anything funny about it. It'll only cause bloodshed.
Bloodshed? Why?
You don't know the commotion that it has caused. All of a sudden, my saloon is filled with picture experts. Why, I've stopped a dozen fights already over what the hair is going to look like, what the eyes is going to be like. Only so far, they ain't worrying about nothing but the face.
Well, I've got a great solution for you boys. Why don't you let the artist figure that out?
Yeah, that ain't a bad idea.
All right, we'll do it as soon as he's well enough.
Well enough? He didn't get shot already, did he?
No, well, we give him a little celebration when he got to town.
Celebration? Why, the poor man is in bed the whole livelong day.
Why don't you come and meet him, Vint? He's kind of a nice fella.
Wouldn't miss this for anything.
Oh, Vint, don't get yourself mixed up with them two fellers.
But, Juniper, I never met an artist. Except an old man in New Orleans. He did tattoos. Thanks for the drink.
Like I said, Vint, the hair was black. And you are 150 pounds on the hook.
thing certain. No more celebrations.
Those clodheads had no right to fill you full of red eye.
It's just that I wasn't prepared. You know, St. Louis, by and large, is a gentle town. Well, it was a hearty welcome.
Oh, now it's just chicken broth. You try it, Mr. Woolsey. You haven't eaten all day. Come on.
You were at the party?
Yeah, I got roped into it. Don't you remember?
You know, I have a very foggy picture of the whole evening. Miss,
Lucy Collins. I work at the Copperhead Cafe.
Lucy Collins. Seem to remember talking with you.
Yeah. You were asking me to pose for your picture.
Really? I must have had one or two lucid moments.
You were ory-eyed.
Not if I asked you to pose for me.
You're still ory-eyed.
No. Perfectly serious. You have excellent facial bones.
I think you better have some more broth, Mr. Woolsey.
Oh, creamy pinks, yellows, I'd say. It's with a dark velvet drape trailing across your back.
Wait a minute.
I'd have to look you over by daylight.
Well, hold it 1 minute.
By a number of interesting...
Now, you stop it right now. I know the kind of pictures they hang in saloons.
This won't be tawdry, I promise you. Could make you famous.
Well, I've been too famous already. Look, I'm flattered and all that. It's just I am not going to hang on some wall for every saddle buster to come in.
Don't misunderstand me.
Look, I've had my share of rough times, Mr. Woolsey, and I've come pretty close to getting a poor reputation. Once or twice. But I'd like to do better.
Look, I'm not asking you to do anything wrong.
Oh, no, just lie around on a couch all day in my creamy yellow.
Lucy, I want to paint your face.
Just my face?
Certainly.
Is there something wrong with the rest of me?
Oh, no, of course not. But a rare face. A beautiful face. You're a very lovely girl.
I am?
Yes. You are.
Woolsey!
Come in.
But quietly. You feeling better?
Much better. Lucy's been a great help.
Yeah, thank you, Lucy. Brought somebody to meet you. Mr. Stuart Woolsey, Mr. Vint Bonner.
Vint's the kind of artist we got in these parts, Mr. Woolsey. With a gun.
Well, I'm sure Mr. Woolsey doesn't relish the comparison.
Every man to his talents.
We'll keep the gunfire down outside till your head feels better.
It's a real pleasure to know you, Vin.
Thank you. Hi, Lucy.
Hi, Vin.
You haven't even started yet.
Well, hardly.
We were wondering about the picture.
You see, what we wanted, Mr. Woolsey, is something like they got in San Francisco.
Well, maybe you should have hired a San Francisco artist.
Oh, now, don't take offense.
I can show you exactly what I'll paint if you insist. I'll show you the model.
The model?
You mean you're going to paint a real live woman?
Well, of course.
Ain't that a first-rate idea?
Well, I'd say you made a very good choice.
Not Lucy. You mean Lucy's gonna come here by herself? Well, Mr. Woolsey, in the San Francisco picture, the lady ain't dressed for company.
You fellas may have to help me persuade her.
But, won't folks know it's her?
Well, of course.
Well, I haven't said I'd do it yet.
I surely hope not.
Woolsey, you gotta be careful.
Lucy'll never do.
Now, do you want to tell me what's so all-fired disgusting about me?
Now, you know you can't.
I suppose I'm not good enough to hang on some saloon wall.
It ain't that. It's Boyd.
Boyd? Lively?
Sure.
Lucy ain't a free woman, Vint. Not altogether.
Who says I'm not?
Boyd, you know he won't let you come here with no
Boyd
stranger.
doesn't own me.
Now, Lucy, you just get somebody killed.
Who's scared of him?
Well, I am. Me and Hopper thought this thing up.
Now, hold it just a minute. Is Boyd in town?
No, he took some more to the county assay office.
But he'll be back in a day or so.
You're going to have to get somebody else.
Where do you get the right to tell me what to do or what not to do, Hopper? To stand there and tell me who my friends are?
Lucy, if you really are going with Boyd...
Then it's nobody's business but my own, and neither is this. When do we start, Mr. Woolsey?
Lucy!
You wanted a picture to grin at over your beer, didn't you? Well, we'll give you one.
Now, see what you got me into? Man, it was your idea.
It was your idea.
Now, listen. I stood right in that saloon and told you what we needed was a...
Saloon. All I said was black hair. Black hair. All
I
we needed was
black hair. I told you it had to be
Mr. Woolsey, I've known this Boyd Lively for some time. He's a real hard case.
Well, we're not afraid of him. Are we, Mr. Woolsey?
Well, I can generally take care of myself.
Good. Then I'll be here bright and early in the morning.
Lucy, don't you want to think about this? Are you sure?
Vent people in this town have been snooping after me long enough. Now, if I want my picture painted, I'll have it painted.
But a minute ago, you didn't.
Well, I changed my gall dang mind.
Now you got me mixed up with Boyd Lively. Why didn't you stop it then?
Juniper, I didn't order an artist from St. Louis. I just came to town for a rest.
Can you blame him for being mad to come home and find his woman staring down at him from up there? Dressed like she was the day she was born? Look up yonder.
Well, Juniper, think of it this way. Maybe in a way it's kind of an honor.
Be an honor to get my saloon shot to pieces, I reckon. Look, there, now you gotta stick by. You gotta help me.
You gotta help us, Vince, or Boyd will kill us.
Kill us both.
Look, if you're scared, why don't you pay Woolsey off and send him back to St. Louis?
We tried that.
He says he's got a personal interest at stake now.
Yeah, well...
The girl is an inspiration. I'm going to be at the top of my form, Vint.
Glad to hear it.
Last night, why, I could only see a fraction of her beauty. But this morning...
What about this morning?
The flesh tones, the texture. It does your heart good just to think about it.
Maybe we ought to talk a little about the picture you're painting.
Oh, it's too early, Vint. I couldn't possibly tell you yet.
Well, little things like, which way will Lucy be headed?
Things like that. You must never ask an artist to discuss a work in progress. Don't worry, Vint. You know, painting the female figure has been a high and noble art for centuries. Haven't you ever seen the great classic portraits of women? Don't you know Titian, Boucher, Rubens?
I know Quincy Rubens once down in Tombstone, Arizona.
Well, no, it's not the same one. You know, I've always admired their old masters, but I'm learning something out here. You don't have to go to Europe to paint. Well, there's great beauty right in this frontier.
Yeah, like trees and rocks and mountains.
And people. Lucy, for instance.
That's what I thought you meant.
I really believe this job is going to be one of the best pieces of work I ever took on.
I don't know anything about the things you know about, but I know this country. And I know Boyd Lively. He can be mean.
Well, does that imply I'm to be afraid of him?
No, but out here a mean man settles his problems with a gun.
Are you handy with a gun? No. But you are. You'll help me, won't you?
So I wound up bodyguard for most of the town. And Woolsey went right on working on his painting of Lucy. Some time went by when we didn't see much of the artist or the model, but the afternoon came when we saw the man that nobody wanted to see.
Maybe Boyd will be reasonable about the whole thing. After all, he is kind of his horse.
Yeah, he is kind of animals.
Howdy! Howdy, Bonner.
Howdy, Boyd.
Did you have a nice trip, Mr. Lively? You can bet your sweet life my old ass ain't even higher than I figured. I'm going to be a rich son of a gun. Why is it so quiet? Where's Lucy?
Well, she,
I had a long, hot trip. I need sociability.
Boyd, I'd like to talk to you, and I don't want you to get upset.
What is it, Vince? What happened to my girl?
Oh, nothing's wrong with her. She's out, being painted.
Great day in the morning. What color? Was it? Whose big idea?
Boyd, everybody sort of chipped in.
Somebody had to set things in motion. Dunlap!
Boyd, I swear.
It was me and Hopper.
You and Hopper? You and Hopper want to get beat to kingdom come?
We never figured Lucy'd get mixed up in it.
We only wanted to do the saloon a good turn.
Yeah. With my woman? Fair as a butchered hog she'll be. I'll be the laughing stock of every grinning jackrabbit that steps up to the bar.
Now, boy, listen to me a minute. Look, Lucy never had much out of life, you know? Maybe this makes her feel kind of proud.
I don't care what Lucy feels. I don't want nobody laughing at me.
But I talked to this painter fella. He's all right.
Took over my woman morning, noon, and night, didn't he?
No, just a couple of hours a day.
That's long enough. He's down there studying her mighty careful, you can bet.
Boyd, look, it's not that way at all. He explained the whole thing to me. Now, let's see if I can remember. Well, in the first place, this painting business has been going on a long time.
Men been getting shot for it a long time, too.
But you don't understand. It's been the custom in Europe for hundreds of years.
Yeah?
Sure. A couple of fellows got real famous for it. A fellow named Tishman, yeah, and Rubens, Quincy Rubens, I think. He's got some relatives down in Tombstone.
What are you feeding me, Vint?
Well, all I'm trying to tell you is, boy, don't get hot under the collar. With these old masters, it was a compliment to a lady. It meant that she had the nicest skin, the nicest everything.
All right.
Boyd, and this means that Lucy's been singled out for something special. It means that of all the women in this town, she's got...
I said all right, didn't I? I mean to talk to her right now. Where's he got her?
Oh, she's probably over at the cafe by now.
What's she doing at the restaurant?
She got herself a job there.
She had a job here. She's really putting on airs, ain't she?
But, boys, you know she didn't like working here.
She's a saloon girl, that's all she is. I won't stand for her putting on airs.
Boyd, leave the gun.
What for?
It'll be safer.
Don't give me no trouble, Vint.
This is for your own good, too. Now, give me the gun. I'll go with you.
I haven't done anything wrong.
You expect me to believe that?
Well, I'm telling you, and you'd better believe it.
You're acting pretty high and mighty, ain't you?
Nobody runs me, Boyd. Nobody.
You're my girl.
Well, you have a fine way of showing your appreciation, bragging about me all over town, taking me for granted. At least Stuart treats me like a lady.
Stuart?
He's a gentleman.
Some gentlemen let you sit around all day without any clothes on. All right, boys, cut it out. Now, stay out of this, Vint. Don't start.
It's all right, Vin. It's all right. He can't hurt me anymore. Now you get your carcass out of here and don't you ever bother me again.
I'm gonna tear him apart.
Boyd, I'm not gonna let you go around beating up people.
He stole my girl. I'm just gonna give him what's coming to him, and then I'm gonna tear up that picture.
I'm not gonna let you do it.
I ain't armed, Vid. You wouldn't throw down on me.
Afternoon.
This him?
Stuart Woolsey, Boyd Lively.
I want to see the pictures you've been painting, mister.
Oh, I'm sorry. It isn't finished.
I don't care if it isn't finished.
I do, though.
Now, listen, Stu.
Boyd, let me...
Sorry, Vint. Let me handle this. Mr. Lively, it's an old rule of mine. No one ever sees my work until I'm fully satisfied with it. Now, this painting should be finished tonight or tomorrow. Meanwhile, I'm sorry. So I can handle myself?
You certainly can.
He won't be back.
Yes, he will. With a gun. I can't force him.
Don't you understand? You'll be killed.
Not till the picture's finished.
What if he's armed?
Well, if he's armed, I'll accept a collaborator.
Stuart, is that all you can think about, a piece of canvas?
It's very important to me. Isn't it important to you?
Well, not enough to get you killed. Oh, it's all my fault. If I hadn't let you talk me into...
I wouldn't have missed this for anything, Lucy. Lucy.
Well, when can I see it?
Well, before long.
Do you think it's good?
Well, now, you're going to have to tell me that.
If it is good, will it be partly on account of me?
Mostly on account of you. You've been a real inspiration.
Wish I believed you meant that.
I do mean it. You still don't understand what a rare girl you are.
You've said that before. Rare.
It's true. The pigmentation, the highlights.
Highlights?
You see, when the light changes across your face, Lucy, are you in love with that clod?
No. I never have been. I guess I was just lonely.
I could paint you many times if you were in St. Louis.
Well, I could get a job there, maybe.
You'd have a job as my wife, if you'd have me.
I'll be back. Boyd, behave yourself.
I don't want you, Vint. I want him.
He's busy.
I'm going inside.
Boyd, I want you to go on home. I don't want to have to hurt you. Now, go on home.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the patrons of the Sudden Dollar, we give you this token of civic betterment, the Princess of the West, painted by hand by Mr. Stuart Woolsey. Please draw the curtain.
ain't a thing wrong with that picture.
I kind of figured it might be that way.
Well, my own mother could see it, and she's 92.
Lucy and Woolsey did like the storybooks tell. They lived happily ever after. And of course, you see pictures of her everywhere. Look for them if you're in the right saloons. You might enjoy them.
This thing's more of a comical situation than a serious one, Vint.
You're not talking about a real cannon, are you?
Seems there's a fool Dutchman up there, calls himself Wilhelm Augustus von Ritter. He set up a toll gate back of Saddleback Pass, and he's got a real cannon.
What you need is a troop of cavalry or some artillery. You don't need me.
It's only one man and one cannon. All I want you to do is go in there and serve a notice to cease and desist.
Well, I was going by San Marcos.
Oh, good. Fine. Now, here's your badge. Here's the order. And here is a copy of the Constitution and Bill of Rights. I hear this fellow studied up on the law.
Now, just a minute, Gavin. I'm no lawyer.
Neither is he. Raise your right hand.
Good morning, Kurt.
Good morning, Miss Heidi.
I just finished churning some nice fresh buttermilk.
Thank you, Miss Heidi. That's good. Good.
Oh, you better put on your uniform. Here comes a customer.
Toll to cross is 25 cents, sir.
The toll to cross what?
The domain of Baron Wilhelm Augustus von Ritter, sir.
Domain?
I told him nobody would know what domain means, but that's what they calls his land.
Is that cannon loaded?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
You a soldier in the Baron's army?
Yes, sir.
How many men you got in the army?
Well, only 2 at present, sir. Just me and the Baron. But we don't need a big army with that cannon.
If I jumped over that post, you'd shoot me with the cannon.
Oh, no, sir. The Baron is the only one who's allowed to shoot the cannon.
I wonder if you'd tell the Baron Deputy U.S. Marshal Bonner would like to talk to him.
United States Marshal?
That's right.
Oh, that's different.
Enter!
Sir, Deputy United States Marshal Bonner wants to talk. I mean, craves an audience with your grace.
Granted. Return to your post. Come in, Marshal. Sit down.
Thank you.
Honor! Beer! I am a man of few words, Marshal. And so I ask, what you want?
I want you to get rid of that cannon and the toll gate.
By whose order?
By the orders of the United States Marshal.
United States Marshal, Papa. I knew it. I knew that cannon would be in trouble yet.
Silence! Women know nothing of the law, Marshal, but I do. I am 100% American citizen. I never break the law.
Well, what about the cannon?
Article 2 of the Bill of Rights. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It says...
Yeah, but that means to bear arms, to be able to lift, to carry. You can't carry that cannon.
Ha! Now, first things first. The right to bear arms. Did I, or didn't I bear it?
Well, I guess you bore it.
And another thing, Mr. Deputy Marshal. If you are a Deputy Marshal, the Fourth Amendment states, and I quote, the right of the people to be secure in their persons. I am a person. Houses. That is my house. Papers and effects. My cannon is an effect.
I would say your cannon is more of a cause than an effect.
Against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. It says...
Well, this warrant was issued on probable cause, supported by affirmation, and it describes the place to be searched and the thing to be seized.
Meaning my cannon?
Meaning your cannon.
Court! Raise your hands, mister. This way. This way. Stay. In you go, mister. Oh, Dunk! Back to your post. Punch! Yes, sir. Now then, you have the honor of being the first to occupy my jail, Mr. Deputy Marshal. If you are a Deputy Marshal.
You saw the badge.
Maybe you found it. Maybe you stole it. But here you stay till I write to Austin to find out. Now what you got to say, huh?
I think you're out of your mind.
Eh?
I think you're loco. Nuts.
So, we find out who is loco. My fine young smart aleck. We find out who is nuts. Find out. We find out who is not loco. We find out.
This is the end of all the years of hard work here in this wonderful country. This is the end of everything.
Maybe they will send Papa to prison for locking up the marshal.
Heidi, your own Papa, you would wish in prison?
Only long enough so Kurt and I could get married yet. And you could live with us until he got out.
How sharper than a serpent's tooth is a thankless child. So, you wish your own father in prison so you can marry that good-for-nothing commoner. You, the daughter of a baron.
But, Papa, we were engaged already before Cousin Rudolph died.
Rudolph was only second cousin.
Second schmecken, the title passed to me. You should be proud.
I would rather be happy. And I was real proud of you when you were just plain Bill Ritter, the best blacksmith in the country.
You think it's fun to be baron? Wear this collar, this tight coat. You think the obligations of royalty is easy yet?
This is America. There's no law says you got to be a baron.
The law of succession says I got to be a baron. Passed down for 600 years. The barony of Wolfgang von Brandenburg-Ritterhaus von Schnell. I have spoken. Take the prisoner his food. Not you, Heidi. You, Anna.
So you see, Marshal, it wasn't something I wanted to do. I'm a soldier, and a soldier's got to obey orders.
You were obstructing justice. You threw down on me with that gun of yours. That could be a very serious offense.
It wasn't loaded. Look. I don't keep a cartridge in it, ever.
Some army.
Oh, here comes Mrs. Ritter. I got to get back to my post.
Good day, Mr. Marshal. I brought you some lunch.
It's very kind of you, Mrs. Ritter.
The ham is cured, the same as Westphalia. I hope you like it.
Looks nice.
The pole beans we raised right here. No strings hardly.
They're delicious.
And the cage is clean. I cleaned it out myself with creosote. Besides, Charlie's been dead 3 years.
Charlie?
Yeah, our pet bear that used to live in there. Wilhelm used to wrestle with him. He squeezed him so hard he died of colic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How long you think? 6 months, maybe?
He's gonna keep me locked in here 6 months?
Ach, lieber Himmel, no. No. I mean, how long will Papa be in prison for locking you up in Charlie's cage?
Oh, well, I don't know. Locking up a federal marshal's a pretty serious offense.
Even with very good food? Tonight I make strudel with custard sauce.
Why don't you talk to that husband of yours?
Then he was a plain blacksmith, Mr. Marshal. He would listen to me. But now, since he got to be a baron, he listens to nobody. Nobody.
I see.
It's like the responsibility of being royalty all of a sudden has gone to his head.
How long has he been a baron?
For nearly 2 months now. And since he put up the toll gate, it got the cannon, none of our friends speak to us, nobody.
Well, it must be pretty hard on you and your daughter.
Well, maybe when he's asleep tonight, I can get the key. Maybe if...
If what?
Well, if you would promise not to hurt him. You see, I still love Papa, even if he is a baron.
Well, your husband's a very big man, and I don't like to make promises I couldn't keep.
Wilhelm is the strongest man in the county. There's nothing that would stop him but to shoot him with a bullet, with a gun. But I can't do anything that would cause Papa to be shot.
Yeah, well, I know how you feel, Mrs. Ritter, but I'm afraid I couldn't...
You can't promise.
Yes, ma'am, that's it.
Well, I'll try to think of something, Mr. Marshal.
Yes, ma'am, you do that. I'll be right here in Charlie's place.
So sit down already. It's getting cold.
All right, Papa, all right.
You're putting enough food for 2 men. What are you trying to do?
So at least we can't say we are stingy.
Huh?
If I might say so, sir, I think you are making a mistake.
Did somebody ask you?
Well, I think he is a real marshal. A deputy, that is.
And I think you are guilty of insubordination. Maybe you would like to join him in the barricade, huh?
Papa!
And you too. Maybe I'll lock up the whole shebang until I get some proper respect around here.
You are spilling tobacco on the tablecloth, Wilhelm.
And what if I am?
You can be the Baron everywhere but in my kitchen. Here I'm the boss. You behave here or gives no more cooking.
Anna.
I think she's right.
What the?
All right, sit back down.
But how?
Please, Marshal, Papa, be still.
He's out.
And you keep quiet, Kurt Braunfeld.
Kurt, do something. That's an order.
But I ain't even thinking of doing something.
You are fired. Dishonorable discharged.
Well, then I quit.
Will you be taking Papa to prison tonight, Mr. Marshal?
Well, not until I've had some supper. On your feet, Baron.
But how could you get out?
Over there. Through the door.
But how could you get out?
Move!
This is a violation of my civil rights.
Hold that.
I know the law. You'll wait and see. Section 9, paragraph 2. The privilege of the writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended.
Unless when in cases of invasion or rebellion, the public safety may require it.
Who's invading?
You're a nobleman of a foreign power, aren't you? You set up an army without consent of Congress, didn't you? And you held up travelers at the point of a cannon. Well, didn't you?
No person shall be compelled to be a witness against himself. That is the 5th Amendment, you ignoramus. I refuse to answer.
You will have your day in court. Come on.
You can't do this to me. Wait and see. I know the law, my colleague. What are you doing here, Dumkov?
The missus sent breakfast. Gives scrapple and strawberry jam.
I discharged you dishonorable. Get out!
Mrs. Ritter, she hired me.
For what?
To milk the cows and to pull the Johnson grass out of the corn and to clean up the kitchen garden.
So, you like better to be farmer than soldier, huh?
Yes, I do. Better, much better. And I like you too better as a blacksmith.
Traitor! Coward! Farmer! Achtung! March! Mach schnell!
Well, Baron, your troubles are over.
So, you found it in the Constitution like I said you would, huh?
You can keep your title, your toll gate, and your cannon.
I knew it. All that time I knew it. Unlock this door.
And you can take your title, your toll gate, and your cannon, and you can go back to Germany and stay there.
But I don't like it in Germany. I like it here.
According to the Constitution, you forfeited your United States citizenship.
That's a lie. Show me, show me.
Right here. Article 1, Section 9, Paragraph 8. Read it.
No title of nobility shall be granted by the United States, and no person holding any
office or profit.
I can read. Holding any office of profit or trust under them shall, without the consent of Congress, accept any present
emolument, office, or title of any kind whatever from a king, prince, or foreign state.
That means me?
That means you.
But I want to be an American.
You don't act like that. You act like you want to be a baron.
I didn't be a baron on purpose, Dumkov.
Watch your language, fat boy.
If somebody dies and makes you a baron, what can you do?
That's what I'm telling you. You can't be made a baron or a prince or anything like that. The law protects you from it.
Why didn't somebody tell me this?
I'm telling you now.
Unlock open the door. I am 100% American.
What about the cannon and the toll gate?
The toll gate will make a good wagon tongue. And the cannon, from it I could make lightning rods and hoops for the beer kegs.
Well, that sounds reasonable. How about Kurt and Heidi?
My Heidi and that farmer? What about them?
Well, they'd like to get married.
Is this the business of the United States government?
No, but they asked me to talk to you to reason with you.
You unlock this door and put off that gun. I reason with you pretty quick.
Your wife's in favor of the marriage, too.
When I get out, I take a stick to her, too.
I was under the impression that Ritter meant something honorable like knight.
I am descended from the knights of the Holy German Empire. They fought in even the Crusades.
Well, looks like you descended quite a long way to treat your little girl like that and to take a stick to your wife. You sound more like a coward to me.
I am a coward. You are a coward! I invited you to fight man to man without no guns, but you are afraid. No, you hide behind that tin star and pistol. You are afraid to fight fair, huh?
Do you think you know how to fight fair?
I do. Trust my fists.
And if I were to win, would you let them get married?
You beat me, little man. And I make you best man at vetting.
All right, we'll fight prize ring rules out in the corral.
Good. I call Heidi, Anna, and Kurt. I want they should see this.
No, this is just between you and me.
Oh, you don't want witnesses, huh?
I think it might be of interest to both of us.
The marshal must have taken leave of his senses already. Papa's the strongest man in the county, doesn't he know?
Well, he must know. He's seen him lift the cannon.
You better split plenty hay, you little man.
You are sure it's just with fists they are fighting?
Sure, I heard every word. And the marshal will be best man at their wedding if he wins.
And then one can get up. The fight is over, right?
That's right, and no stamping while the other man's down.
No kicking? Okay. And no gouging with the eyes?
No gouging with the eyes and no biting.
Just with the fists?
Just with the fists. Prize ring rules.
Prize ring rules.
Papa!
Kicking!
No kicking when you're down.
Oh. Not always in the nose. That makes me very mad. You had enough, Marshal?
Yeah, guess I have.
You're a pretty good man yourself, Marshal.
Much obliged.
Come on, we got hot water down there in the kitchen, come.
Marshal, before you go, there's one thing you should know. You almost had me licked.
No.
Yeah, my wind was gone.
Oh, what's this?
Just a little lunch, so you won't be hungry. It's a long journey to St. Marcos.
Well, that's very nice of you, but...
Take it. We got plenty.
Well, thank you. That's very considerate.
Maybe you come to the wedding.
The wedding?
Papa said yes.
Yeah.
Well, good for you, Papa. Maybe I will at that. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye.